Tim and Fuzz are working their magic on this 1987 Mini Mayfair, a tiny car with a big list of problems. Their plan is to replace the entire body shell before it crumbles to dust, to transform it into the Mini Cooper Donna always dreamed of. But that can only happen if they save her original engine, the beating heart of the car her dad bought her.
Now here is an engine with a difference. It's Donna's car's same engine, but it's been rescued. And that is an amazing thing. I thought that it was going to need reboring, but actually it's just needed a good honing. Now, what is honing? Well, honing is like a set of 3 spinning stones that go down inside the bore and then open out as they're spinning centrifugally and just lightly dress, lightly clean up the bore. So it has standard size pistons still, new piston rings, new bearings. The only thing Donna will need to do is make sure that it gets oil changes on a very, very regular basis. Not like a modern car, but like perhaps every 3,000 miles, and that will keep this in tip-top condition. It looks superb.
So, time to put the cylinder head on. It's been checked, it's all nice and flat, just had a little bit of dressing here and there. This is great. We are in the business of restoration. So now, our cylinder head is in place. Now we can start doing our valve clearances. That is the distance between the rocker arm and the stem of the valve right here. Now we have to set those with a little bit of clearance because as the engine warms up, all of the metal items expand and the valve stems get longer. So if we had these tight down, then what would happen is there wouldn't be any room for expansion, which would mean that the valves would be left ever so slightly open, which would reduce the compression within the cylinders, which then means that we will get much less power. We need to get this to a set amount of clearance, a set distance. So what we use, these feeler gauges. All of these are different thicknesses, tiny, tiny thicknesses, tiny increments, but they all count. So I just put it in between the rocker arm and the valve stem. And then get my screwdriver and I wind down the adjuster screw until I've just got a bit of resistance, so that I can just drag the feeler gauge back and forth. It's not much longer now until this engine is completely built. And then we'll marry it up to the gearbox which fits underneath, at which point we're getting close to fitting it back in the subframe. It's gonna be mega.
So with Donna's engine saved, it's go, go, go on replacing the body shell.
If you've ever wondered what the motoring industry in this country was like back in the 50s and 60s, it was like this.
So Tim has come to the experts at British Motor Heritage, one of the largest makers of classic car body shells and panels anywhere on the planet.
It's the smell, the noise, the place is frenetic, it's just full of energy.
In this vast aircraft hangar-sized workshop, the team have churned out over 7,000 body shells and panels for now defunct marques like Austin, Triumph and BMC. Mostly crafted on machinery rescued from the very factories where these cars were first built.
Damon. Hello, mate. Question for you. That spot welder there, was that from back in the day, making mini doors?
Yes, it was.
That is so cool. This place is incredible.
A working museum.
A working museum.
That's the way I like to put it.
So we've literally gone back in time. Right, man, I need to talk to you about a body shell.
Yes.
I need to get a full body shell for a classic Mini, and I'm here to basically help you make it. Can we start with the door?
Start with the door, yeah. So if I set it up, we've got the bottom tapping plate.
Yeah.
Top tapping plate.
First off, Tim needs to spot weld together the components that make up the inner frame of the door.
We want to put a couple of spots on here.
Original Mini doors were designed to be extremely thin compared to other cars of the era.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
And the next
bring
one.
it on to the next one.
This not only saved weight, but also freed up precious elbow room between the driver and passenger. One of the Mini's mini tricks for making it feel bigger on the inside than it looked on the outside.
Now we have our sub-components for a door. So now we'll go over to the original multi-welder over there.
Okay.
Place components in.
Yeah.
And we'll spot weld them together.
Come on, let's do it. What the hell is that? What is that thing?
It's a multi-welder to produce doors for a Mini Mark III onwards.
So it's a jig that is going to accept some of what we've just done.
Yes, correct.
Spot welding is where you've got two electrodes, high current, being forced through the material. Its natural resistance creates heat and therefore creates a fused nugget. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
That's what they call it, a nugget. But that is a weld, ultimately. Can I have a go? So is this going to go on there?
This goes on there, yeah.
Right. Now what?
Hit the two black buttons.
And what'll happen?
And that'll weld it together.
Just like that?
Hopefully, yeah. And get ready to cut it.
No way.
And there you have a door.
That was amazing.
Next, Damon adds a few more spot welds to give the door additional strength. Then the outer door skin is glued onto the frame.
I've done a lot of caulking, believe it or not.
It doesn't show.
Then it's back under the spot welder to lock everything in place before the edges of the skin are hammered under the frame for a new finish.
So this is the way that every single Mini door would have been done back in the day?
Yeah, it would have been.
I hope Donna appreciates how much hard work goes into the making of a replacement shell for her.
There's a lot of work.
Yes, but after all that hard graft comes a reward. Swanning in and acting like you built it entirely on your own.
Fuzzbot, I've got a little tiny something I'd like to show you.